Well, Mr. Ogden, it seems like you and your company are doing quite well these days.
Yes, it's a very good thing that I bought that monopoly to operate steamboats between the states of New York and New Jersey.
Well, you best be going and
Yes, I must be off to port. What is that?
I'm Thomas Gibbons, and I'm conducting business in my steamboat between the ports of New York and New Jersey.
You have no right to be here. These are my waterways.
Baloney!
Let's settle this like men. I'll see you in court.
Due to the fact that Mr. Aaron Ogden lawfully purchased the monopoly to operate steamboats between the states of New York and New Jersey, the Court of New York, therefore, rules in favor of Mr. Aaron Ogden.
Yes! This isn't over yet.
In a dispute over who had the rights to navigate steamboats between the states of New York and New Jersey, Aaron Ogden filed a lawsuit against Thomas Gibbons in the Court of New York. This resulted in a victory for Ogden and Gibbons' appeal in the U.S. Supreme Court under Chief Justice John Marshall. So begins the case of Gibbons versus Ogden. Now entering the court is the respondent, Mr. Aaron Ogden, followed by the petitioner, Mr. Thomas Gibbons, and his legal representative, Mr. Webster. Mr. Gibbons, you may now present your case.
Come on, Webster. The verdict reached by the New York State Court is unjust because it undermines the power of Congress to regulate trade between states. The regulation of interstate commerce is an exclusive power that solely belongs to the national government. The Constitution gives the national government authority over the states on certain issues and occasions, so that the central authority can control states whose laws conflict with federal laws. If a state creates a law that is not in accord with laws existing, it is the federal government's responsibility to intervene. Therefore, a New York steamboat monopoly should be viewed as unconstitutional because it interferes with my own federal license to conduct business.
Mr. Ogden, you may now take the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, the monopoly which was given to me by the state of New York was purchased with hard-earned wages. It is a legal agreement that must be honored by the state and federal government. Surely the state of New York is within its authority to regulate commerce internally. The monopoly does not interfere with any congressional regulation of commerce, nor does it concern the federal government. Therefore, the federal government has no right to interfere with neither of the state. To do so would be to undermine the state authority and boldly proclaim the superiority of the federal government. As Gibbons mentioned, yes, he has a legal right to operate steamboats, but it is in fact in violation of the law that grants my own monopoly.
There will now be a brief recess while the court comes to its decision.
I wonder what he'll say.
All rise. While deliberating over the arguments presented here today, questions were raised as to whether federal statutes or state laws should take precedence when in conflict with one another. In the consideration of the Commerce Clause, which is located in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, which states that the Congress shall have the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian nations, the Supreme Court is forced to decide how far its congressional power extends in the regulation of navigation. If Congress does in fact have the aforementioned power, do the states have the authority to overrule? All things considered, we, the Supreme Court, have come to the majority opinion that the Constitution gives the federal government power over a state government in the regulation of commerce. The court, therefore, rules in favor of Thomas Gibbons. This court is now adjourned. In his decision, Chief Justice John Marshall not only ruled against Ogden's steamboat operation monopoly, but also established that Congress had the power to regulate commerce within the borders of a state. Marshall therefore strengthened the power of the federal government and lay the foundation for future decisions regarding state and federal conflict.